up, guys? Sean here, and I'm with a 1994 Harley Davidson Fat Boy. Now, I don't get too many older bikes, but when I do really enjoy riding them. It's definitely a different experience. I was a young lad when this bike came out, and man, this thing looks good. Let's take it for a spin. See how it compares to the newer counterparts. Now, I don't drive too many carbureted bikes, so I'm not sure when I can put the choke in or not, but I'll figure it out. Earlier today it was pretty cold, and if it looked wet, it was ice. So I might be a little cautious of that. Now that I'm giving it some throttle, I'm going to put the choke in the whole way. Now I'm sure I was probably supposed to let this bike warm up a little bit, but we're just going to go for it and see how the test drive goes. Seems to run pretty good. The cool thing about the, there's probably a lot of Harleys, but especially the Fat Boys, it was such an iconic look. This is a 94, it looks just like an 04, which looks just like a 2014. You really have to know what you're looking at to really notice the subtle differences of, I mean, like the buttons and the levers and the stuff on the tank, but generally it's the same bike. Well, it's not the same bike, but it's the same look. And it really is a good, iconic looking bike. And it's got such a good feel to it also. With those big old fat tires, those solid wheels. I'm pretty surprised. Normally I'm not a big fan of carbureted stuff, and you know, the whole choke and all that stuff, but I've always said that if the bike's been maintained well, it's not really an issue. And this bike has definitely been maintained well. This thing's only showing 13,900 miles on the clock. That's pretty low miles. And the title from the guy who I got it from shows 10,000 miles, and he bought it a couple years ago. So that's not too unusual. Now, I'm kind of from the fuel-injected generation, but there's definitely a lot of guys that they prefer the carbureted motorcycles. And if you're one of those guys, this could definitely be the bike for you. This is also going to be one of those things where it might be a good price point bike. This bike's going to be under 6,000 bucks, probably around 5,500 bucks, between 55 to 6,000 bucks. And that is a killer deal for a gorgeous looking Fat Boy. Everybody loves a black motorcycle. Man, this thing feels good. It's got that great Harley sound. It moves well. I mean, I'm cruising 60 miles an hour. It feels great. If you're interested to see more about the bike and you want to look at like in detail all about it, check out my walk around video. Like always, I do 2 videos for all my bikes. I did 2 videos Normally I turn around up in the church parking lot up there, but it's kind of cold. So normally I do 2 videos for every bike. I do a test drive video, I do a walk around video. In that walk around video, you will know more about that bike, about the condition of that bike, than you would if you went and saw it yourself in a dealership. I lay on the ground, I show everything about it. This bike runs very well, and when you see how clean the thing is, you know the thing was definitely maintained very well and definitely was kept indoors. Never ridden in the rain. It's bikes like this that made Harley what Harley Davidson really is. Just cool looking styling. There's not too many, and I'm not bashing import motorcycles. I love import motorcycles. I love going fast. I love sport bikes. And I love the utter reliability and inexpensiveness of the import bikes. I got tons of them. I love them. But there's not too many cool looking 1994 import bikes out there. Harley's definitely captured the market when it comes to cool looks, and they've stayed true to those looks. You know, they varied out a little bit, but they just keep on getting cooler. It's hard not to appreciate that. Now, when I started this bike up, about a minute before I took the video, you know, I pulled the choke and fired right up. That's pretty impressive. And it's a very cold day, and it's actually been running really good. On a warm day, you could probably just fire this thing up without even putting the choke in. Pulling the choke out. Bike to ride. It's very impressive. You know, you open up your garage and show people this bike and you tell them it's a 94, they're not going to believe you. It's just a good running, clean, classic looking bike. And it's going to be cheap. I mean, there used to be a time where you couldn't buy anything with the Harley Davidson name on it for $5,000 and under. This is gonna be a little bit more, but you know, under $6, and that's pretty cool. All right, guys.